ABC has suspended Jimmy Kimmel's late night show indefinitely.
ABC is pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely.
Kimmel was going nuclear over this. He's furious.
This is just despicable, disgusting.
How can y'all cancel Jimmy Kimmel? I gotta leave this country.
The folks who are complaining about canceling people are canceling people.
The same people that bitched and complained about freedom of speech and cancel culture.
Donald Trump is coming for our rights.
It's more than half of this country voted for the criminal, still trying to figure out what happened.
It is outrageous. It's a page right out of Xi's playbook. This is just despicable, disgusting, and against democratic values.
Well, what up, my fellow common sense revolutionaries, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Nonsense with your favorite part of your boy, OG Big Meaty, y'all. Man, y'all. Boy, are these liberals in full-blown panic mode. After the firing of their court jester, late-night talk show host, Jimmy Kimmel, after insensitive comments he made about Charlie Kirk's assassination, y'all. All right, y'all, we're just going to jump right into it, man. We're going to lead this off, man, with Jimmy Kimmel's monologue that got him fired, y'all. Let's check this out.
Over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
I don't see what the debate is about. Did you guys hear the insensitive comments? Did you guys not hear the insensitive comments? I don't know what the debate is. And guys, what you have is all these liberal lunatics screaming that Trump and the FCC had something to do with Jimmy Kimmel's firing. Absolutely absurd. Jimmy Kimmel is responsible for Jimmy Kimmel being fired. Jimmy Kimmel's insensitive and horrific comments about the assassination of a great American patriot, Charlie Kirk, is what warranted his dismissal. And his dismissal been long overdue. Your ratings are terrible. And they're steady going down. And now you got these deranged lunatic liberals all over media saying that it's Trump and the FCC chairman that is responsible for this firing because the FCC chairman went on Benny Johnson's show and also said this, y'all.
I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or, there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
What followed was pressure from the owners of local affiliates like Nexstar and Sinclair. ABC yanked Kimmel's show off the air. In a social media post from the UK, Trump congratulated ABC for canceling Kimmel's show and laid out his next target, saying that leaves Jimmy and Seth at NBC before adding, quote, "Do it, NBC."
Then we have to depart ways with you, brother. You guys have been losing in ratings for the longest. You guys' narrative and you guys' liberal ideas have been losing in the ratings forever. Been time for them to get rid of some of these idiots like Colbert and Kimmel and Seth and a couple of more of these liberal losers. No one's watching you guys. No one cares about what you guys have to say. This is why you're fired, and media the media and these liberal politicians are so deranged with Trump that somehow this becomes Trump's fault. In that, did you guys hear anything about censorship? If you guys think that statement that the FCC chairman made condones censorship, y'all get in my comments and say yeah. I don't think so. I think one of the responsibilities as the FCC chairman to monitor public airways, you got to ensure that public airways are consistent with public decency standards. You can't get on late night talk show on public airways and be insensitive and horrific as Jimmy Kimmel was in regards to the assassination of a great American patriot, which is Charlie Kirk. This is not the administration persuading of firing or censoring you. This is a business, Disney, ABC, telling you that you are behaving inappropriately as an employee. That's why you was fired. But you guys will believe that Trump orchestrated this firing the way the media and these liberals are talking about this Jimmy Kimmel firing y'all. Just listen.
NPR has been defunded. PBS has been defunded. Colbert is retiring. Joy Reid is out at MSNBC. Terry Moran has gone from ABC and now admitting that they are biased. CBS has now made some commitments to us that they're going to return to more fact-based journalism. And so I think you see some lashing out from people like Kimmel, who are frankly talentless and are looking for ways to get attention. But their grip on the narrative is slipping.
That doesn't seem like he guided any. That doesn't seem like Trump guided anyone in this firing. I mean, see, this is the thing about liberals and them being victim stancers. This is what comes down to it. Now that Jimmy Kimmel breached his contract with his insensitive monologue of the Charlie Kirk assassination, because you were so insensitive, because you breached your contract, it's Donald Trump's fault and the FCC fault for getting you fired. Come on, guys. At some point, you guys got to accept responsibility for y'all behavior and as well for the words that you say. That's why you got to be careful of your thoughts, because your thoughts become words and your words become action. Charlie Kirk is unalive as a direct result of the type of propaganda you guys spewing all over our TV screens. Praise, y'all, praise to Disney and ABC for doing the right thing here. And FCC chairman also went on to say, and FCC chairman also went on to say that that this has been a pattern. This has been a pattern. So these channels have been dismissing these untalented liberal losers for months now. This is not the administration censoring anyone. This is the American public waking up to you folks' lunacy and is no longer interested in watching this insensitive garbage. That's why Jimmy Kimmel is gone. That's why a lot of y'all will be gone soon thereafter. You people lack talent. You people are puppets. Y'all placed on these TV screens just to push the liberal narrative, and we're fed up with it. And yeah, Trump is excited. The FCC is excited. I am excited that this nonsense is finally being rectified. You guys' grip on the narrative is slipping. No one listens to that lunacy anymore. It's ridiculous. This is what's been sending you guys in full-blown panic mode. The public don't want to hear that crap anymore. And it's about time that the executives of these major media companies are finally realizing that this crap is no longer desired by the American public. And now you have all the liberal politicians in support of Jimmy Kimmel all of a sudden, their famous Jimmy Kimmel. Like now all of a sudden you guys are alleging constitutional violations because this guy was fired. Look at these liberal politicians, y'all, scream and moan about this firing. It's ridiculous.
It's absolute corruption of government, and it's absolute violation of the free speech rights of the people and of the media. And this is really taking us back to the days of King George, where it was a crime to insult the president.
Senator Schumer, your reaction to this?
It is outrageous. It's a page right out of Xi's playbook. This is just despicable, disgusting, and
This is just despicable and disgusting that this guy got fired for saying despicable and disgusting things on public TV. You liberals are crazy, man.
against democratic values. Trump and his allies seem to want to shut down speech that they don't like to hear. That is not what democracies do. That is what autocracies do. And it doesn't matter whether you agree with Kimmel or not. He has the right to free speech. And so it is just outrageous. It is indicative of autocracy. And I am just outraged by it. Again, this is what dictators do. This is what Xi would do. This is what Putin would do. We are not that country.
We don't have to speculate about what comes next because President Trump in his televised speech after the assassination of Charlie Kirk and his aide Stephen Miller have already told us what is coming next. And they previewed it back in April. What is coming next is a crackdown on Democratic Party fundraising.
What is coming next? They took Jimmy Kimmel from getting fired for his insensitive and horrific comments to Donald Trump finna attack the Democratic Party fundraising efforts. Wow. There's no footage. There's no nothing of Donald Trump even saying or alleging. There's no footage and no clips nowhere where this becomes the objective of Donald Trump and his administration. This is completely in their head, y'all. This is how delusional these people is. This how these people take a Jimmy Kimmel firing to mean that Trump finna attack the Democratic Party when he didn't even have anything to do with Jimmy Kimmel's firing. Only thing he did was demonstrate some excitement that our media executives is taking their programming serious. At some point, if you're gonna be on the public airways, then you have to service the whole public. Enough of this partisan shit on our media. Enough is enough. And it's about time that the executives are catching up. And I know all these politicians and all these media personalities, I know they want to say this is a direct result of Trump because everything that happens in this world is a direct result of Trump if you let these idiots tell it. They're going to say this is directly linked to Trump, this firing. No, it's not. Is linked to a non-talented, insensitive jerk saying some ridiculous shit about a great American patriot. That's what this firing is about. No one's trying to censor no one. And no one has to sit back and let you people talk crazy about them and then don't say nothing about it. See, all Trump did was congratulate these executives for finally being responsible and doing their job. That's it. That's all.
That President Trump said we are going to go after those who raise funds for causes we don't like. Stephen Miller said that even more emphatically. In April of this past year, Donald Trump, at his personal command, ordered his Department of Justice, an astonishing thing for a president to do, to investigate the Democratic Party's small dollar donation platform, ActBlue.
Dude, you do understand that the Department of Justice is in the business of law enforcement. You liberals do understand that. So their job is to investigate any allegations of corruption, of illegalities, or any of that thing. Whether it's by a Democrat, Republican, a citizen, anybody. This is their job. This is their duty to the American public. And you guys are just making up shit. Trump never said none of this. Only thing Trump always said is, you people are pushing this garbage narrative and American people is no longer listening, so you people need to get cut off air. And now that that's happening, you guys are accusing him of censorship. I mean, the king of censorship. You guys are the rulers of censorship. Now you guys think y'all have one up on Trump, but you don't. You're delusional all over again. This is why Kimmel was relieved of his duties from the late night talk show. Now here y'all go. This is why Jimmy Kimmel got fired. According to monthly Nielsen figures, Jimmy Kimmel Live dropped to just 1.1 million total viewers in August of 2025, down 43% from January. His August household ratings of 0.35 marked the weakest showing of the year. This is why he got fired, y'all. The advertiser's coveted 18 of 49 demographic also catered. Kimmel averaged only 129,000 viewers in that bracket in August, off from 212,000 in January and less than half his June peak of 284,000. This explains why you got fired, dude. Your ratings is dropping. You guys no longer have control over the narrative anymore in America. This is why Disney let you go, along with the insensitive, horrific remarks you made about Charlie Kirk. But that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Executive was leading towards this decision a long time ago. A long time ago. This was just a straw that broke the camel's back. And just to give you guys some more information on this, this guy is losing ABC money. This guy was losing ABC money and costing ABC $16 million annually in salary. Boy, you ain't been worth $16 million in at least the last 4 years of your show. So it's fine. It's fine time for these executives to give you the boot. This had nothing to do with Trump administration, FCC chairman, or none of that. This is completely due to your lack of talent and you guys' partisan politics. This is what got you booted. That's the reason why there's no reason for you guys to be trying to blame Trump and the Trump administration, because the executives told you why you was let go. And here it is, y'all.
Within the past hour, we've heard from a big owner of stations that have affiliations with ABC, a company called Nexstar, saying that they were going to suspend Kimmel's show on their station. So in other words, about 24 stations were refusing to air Kimmel's show tonight as a result of this controversy.
Before Disney even fired him, Nexstar Media Group and St. Clair Media Group had already decided they was not going to air his show on their affiliate news stations. This was already decided before Disney even canceled the whole show. So this is a company and its partners deciding that you're unfit for the job which they paying you for. This has nothing to do with Trump, guys. This just has to do with you guys being talentless and annoying as hell, and you guys are losing these companies money as a result. This is what this is all about.
And then, following word that some of those stations were basically revolting against Kimmel, Disney, the parent company of ABC, decided to yank the show entirely. So that's all we know at the moment. We know that Kimmel will not be on the air tonight or for the foreseeable future because the network says the show has been yanked off the air indefinitely.
I don't know how you prove it no other way than that. I mean, that was from the executives who participated in this fire. This had nothing to do with Trump. This had nothing to do with the administration. This had nothing to do with MAGA. This was simply a talentless guy doing something so insensitive and so horrific that it was out of alignment with Disney's image and Disney company's morale. So bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. And of course, as you will have it, even after these corporations saying they're the reason that Jimmy Kimmel was fired, you still had these liberal pundits on CNN saying that this is Trump
It's about power. Whether or not Disney could have fired Jimmy Kimmel, absolutely. Everyone can, for what he's wearing, absolutely. That's not a free speech issue. But we are silencing people for critiquing the president, and they are using the power of these mergers to be able to do that. And that is what is not right here. And I think what's interesting is why there aren't more people speaking up about the government using the power to then silence media. We are running dangerously close to state-run media.
How is they're using power to control media? Like Trump has been trying. If Trump could have used power to control media, don't you think he would have been done it? All these lies, all this partisanship on all these media stations. You don't think if Trump had the power to do that, that wouldn't have been one of his first objectives? Like, you people is killing people. You people are spreading propaganda and lies all throughout this country. So I'm sure if Trump thought that he could, he would, but he know he can't, and he didn't. This is just liberal losers crying about all these losses they have to take. That's it. I mean, loss after loss after loss after loss, because you guys are not winners. You guys are participants. You guys are the kids that grew up receiving the participation trophy. You guys never got the first place ribbon. And now no one's giving you guys participation trophies. Now you guys are crying or whining and lying and exaggerating truths. Like, it don't make no sense. Let's continue now.
Didn't have the grip on the culture the way they used to. So can you say if there's what a next step is?
But I'm wondering what you mean by a grip on the culture, because 50%, Donald Trump did not win by a mandate, whether or not he says so or not. So half the country still is Democratic and has those beliefs. So whether or not...
Girl, you gotta be crazy. If you think half of this country is still liberal, you got shit screwed up. And you're not even answering the question. She asked you, these guys, it's apparent that these guys are losing their grip on the narrative. So they're not producing any value for these channels anymore. What should these channels do? And this is your response? Well, they're not losing the grip of reality. It's still 50% liberals in this country. Well, the ratings doesn't agree with you. Like, oh, these people, these losers.
You think they're funny, or whether or not you're staying up late to watch them is a different story. Their ratings, we could talk about all day about what TV ratings are.
If we talked all day about TV ratings, then that'll be the end of the conversation, because this is all this is about. This is about two things, man. You didn't have the ratings to justify your behavior. You're not a superstar anymore. You're still exhibiting superstar behavior when you're just mid, man. You're just mid, Jimmy. Your ratings are down. Seth Colbert had higher ratings than you. Your ratings was down, man. You trying to get away with superstar privileges, and you only mid talent, bruh. No, you can't do that. No. Bye. All right. And as you guys know, like, listen, man, it just didn't start. It just started with CNN Morning News. Of course, this same topic made it all the way to the night panel of Abby Phillips, y'all. And man, y'all gotta watch Scott Walker and Scott Jennings. Scott and Scott sound like a law firm, y'all. Kill these liberals about this crap, y'all. Let's take a look.
Where does this end? Where does this end in your mind? You are fully comfortable with the government saying, if you don't do this, if you don't get this person off the air who said something that was wrong or that you did not like, we are going to drop the hammer on you.
No,
you're good with that?
No, I didn't like it when the Biden administration worked with big tech during
so
COVID
why
and
are
said,
you defending it?
I'm not defending this. I'm saying right now, if ABC comes out and says we were forced to do this, we don't want to do this, I think this is part of a larger business decision on their part that goes back to what Scott said before about the affiliates.
ABC.
This is a failing industry in terms of late night television.
I get it. Listen,
this is their excuse. This
linear
is their
television,
reason.
failing industry. The whole world understands that. But Nexstar has a very clear financial interest in not getting on the wrong side of that guy whose clip we just played. right? You don't see the problem with that?
And I think right now they're looking at the larger business circumstance, and they're hoping that people like you and others would point that direction instead of focusing
You
on
at
the
least see an
business.
ethical.
Like, please point in the right directions, Abby. Like, why is we sitting over here talking about Trump administration for Jimmy Kimmel being fired by his boss? Like, anything happen, I swear to God, y'all, if it rained, they will link it back to Trump. Oh my God, anything Trump do, it can just be things that are naturally occurring. It's Trump and the mega movement. Like, that's how deranged these people is. Like, that's because they don't have no alternative policies, y'all. This is why they have to attack, because they have no solutions. That's point blank, period.
Consideration for Carr, a conflict of interest for Carr, some sense of his position as a government official to make that kind of threat?
Since when is the FCC an attack dog for any political party?
Well, it has been against Howard Stern. It has been against others in the past, which I also object to. There is a slight...
See? Now the liberals, now, hey, you guys did it with Howard. Like, it's crazy. But the thing of it is, y'all, like, Trump never called anyone. There's no evidence that Trump called anyone to say, man, y'all got to get rid of this guy. All Trump did was when asked the question by a reporter, he said, yippity-yay. This is what we all should be saying. We all should be saying, yippity-yay. Like, this should be celebratory. Like, we finally getting this garbage off of our TV. Like, I am glad that the rest of America is waking up to this garbage. And you could tell from the ratings as well as from this firing by corporate that enough is enough.
It's out of our First Amendment for broadcast, which I think is wrong. And it's based on wrong decisions years and years ago about precious airwaves and about going into the home and so on and so forth. If we believe in the First Amendment, we believe in the First Amendment. And now we have this fascinating thing happening on the right where you have Ted Cruz defending hate speech because he doesn't want his speech taken off. And so where does free speech, is your question, Effie, where is free speech here then? Where is that line? How do we know where that line is now?
Well, I think it's similar to the debate we've had this week beyond just this topic to people who said horrific, awful things after the assassination of Charlie Kirk last week. Now, I think it's awful, but they have a right to say that. But I also think employers have a right to say, not just in this instance, but in so many others we documented, if you say something that's inconsistent with the principles of our organization, be it a college, a business, a nonprofit, we don't want you on
You
our
think
payroll.
Fox should take Brian Kilmeade off the air for what he said about homeless people?
I think in all those cases they have a right to do that. Whether
Do you think they should? I'm asking your judgment. You talked about a critic before, or you're a critic now. Do you think Fox should fire
I didn't say
Brian
that they had to
Kilmeade?
take Jimmy Kimmel. I said they have a right to. In each of these cases,
Do you think they should at Fox?
I'm telling you, they have a right to. That's what I'm talking
But you're
about.
also...
It's not for me to decide if they should or shouldn't, man. They have a right to. If you do anything that's inconsistent with their corporate principles and guidelines, you can get the X. That's any company, any corporation. That's just it. Follow the rules. We wouldn't be talking about this right now. Like, that's it. That's all. I don't know why they keep trying to make this firing somehow coerced or directed by Trump. No, guys. And y'all, they couldn't even stop there. Like they don't even pay attention to what Scott Walker is saying. Scott Walker is saying, like, listen, y'all, I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just simply saying that corporate America has the right to fire people, and the president has the right to get on TV and say, yay, I'm glad they was fired. None of those are constitutional violations, guys. None of that is censorship. But they continue the narrative. Here's Abby.
There was some reporting tonight that Kimmel was going to address this on his show tonight, but rather than allow this company to handle this the way that maybe they saw fit, maybe he might have apologized. They decided to go this route, and I have to believe, I guess, because it's in part because Trump, you read one of the tweets, but here's what he said on August 6th after Colbert was taken off the air or his show was canceled, here's what he said in terms of his order of operations here.
Fallon has no talent. Kimmel has no talent. They're next. They're going to be going. I hear they're going to be going. I don't know, but I would imagine because they get, you know, Colbert has better ratings than Kimmel or Fallon.
Now, all our president is saying is like, I hear somebody getting fired. I hear they're getting fired. They should get fired. They're terrible, and they're losing the company's money. These people are getting exorbitant salaries, y'all, for this weak, mid-ass content that they're providing. You talking white privilege. All my liberal black folks who like to jump on white folks about white privilege, this is white privilege in all of his glory. Boy, you ain't never said a joke funny enough worth $16 million in all of your lifespan, let alone annually. Come on, man. Just stop the madness, guys.
Okay, let's just take a moment and let's pretend that Donald Trump is not.
Let's take a moment.
Let's pretend that it's somebody else, and that person says, "I don't like this person. I don't like that person. They're going to be gone next because I want them gone." I think the question that we have to ask ourselves in this moment is, if you took the partisanship out of it right now, would you be comfortable with a president of the United States saying to any private corporation, television network, cable broadcast, that this is how they have to program their TV in terms of who is on and who is not?
I don't have a problem with the president expressing an opinion about people who express opinions about him. And regarding Kimmel, whether he was going to address it or not, I read that he was going to address it, but that he wasn't going to apologize, which I am sure was going to make Sinclair.
Cook. I love my boy. I love me some Scott Jennings. He just cooked. Like, this dude wasn't going to even apologize. So he told, after his boss tell him, man, you got to apologize for those insensitive comments. He said, I'm not apologizing to shit. He basically threw the fingers up at his boss. And we're not talking about that. We're talking about comments President Trump said about the lack of talent and the low ratings that these guys are getting. We're not going to acknowledge the fact that this guy wouldn't even apologize after the executives told him to. This is why he's fired. Because he's an idiot. Like, stop it, y'all.
Next are go crazy.
But what about Trump using the government to enforce it? Because it's not just his words. He is also using the government to enforce his words.
Well, it is your opinion that they were threatening them. It is my opinion that they had a larger decision to make regarding their business interests.
Twice now. It is not my opinion that Brendan Carr said, you can either do this or I will do that. That's what he said.
The FCC chairman never said anything about. The only thing the FCC chairman did not say, I coerced or threatened anyone. Only thing the FCC chairman said was that I am glad that the executives are doing their job because they would have made our job harder by letting this insensitive, disgusting shit hit our public airways. It is the FCC job to promote public decency on our public airways. And Disney and the ABC, excuse me, y'all. Disney and the ABC affiliate companies all agreed that this was insensitive commentary, that this behavior warrants a dismissal. And you won't even apologize afterwards, after we tell you to go on air and publicly apologize for your public insensitive, horrific comments. Be a man, punk, and apologize at least. You liberal losers. Let's go, y'all.
That's not my opinion. That's a fact.
Look, my view is all these companies.
That is not a fact. He did not say he coerced or told them to do nothing, Abby. All he said was he's glad they're doing their job so they wouldn't be making for our job don't have to be so hard.
Have business decisions to make that are based on more than just what a singular person said in an interview. They've got affiliates to deal with. They've got advertisers to deal with. I promise
So why
you
not let them deal
that
with
when
it?
Jimmy
Why
Kimmel
do you
does
have
what
to
he
bring
does.
the FCC into it?
Well, look, he gave an interview. I can't tell you that if I were the head of the FCC, I would have given that interview. It sounded a little over the top to me, but I still believe that what's going on here has more to do with their business than it does with the government.
Then why won't you guys denounce it? That's the thing. Why won't you say what the FCC, what they did is wrong? I mean, I think that's the problem. It was a threat from the administration, and I understand the business dealing 100%. Just like the first ABC settlement, I truly believe that they were looking at it. It was a business deal. It was a business decision there, and that's why they moved forward with that. But when it comes to an actual threat from the federal government, that's wrong. It is wrong for our government to threaten these organizations when they have the power to approve mergers.
They didn't have to do this. They looked at all of the factors and said, okay, it's time for us to take Jimmy Kimmel off the air. I think there's more going on than just Brendan Carr's interview. All the time the president criticizes media outlets who then go out and continue to do what he hates it. He's saying that he hates.
$15 billion.
That's my point. Like, if he was really into censoring people, why he haven't been attacked? You liberal people, you people have been defaming this man's character, calling him Nazi, calling him Hitler, defaming his character. And you people think that if he had the authority or the will or the desire to censor you guys, he wouldn't have been done it? It would have been an executive order from Trump. If he felt that he had the need or even the constitutional validity to do something like that. He know he can't do that. So he don't have to sit back and let you people critique and criticize and talk shit and defame him all day and not be able to respond. He have every right to respond to this lunacy that you people air on public TV every night about him. He has that right. It doesn't mean he's censoring nobody. He's just simply saying, finally, another loser is lost. Another loser has lost.
$10.
What's going to happen? Nothing. What's going to happen?
This is an attempt to intimidate the New York Times. And you've heard me on this show. I'm not crazy about the New York Times coverage right now, but they're trying to intimidate them. The same thing with ABC, the same thing with CBS. This is the power of the government brought down on speech, on the press.
Maybe it's just the power of someone in the government forcing a little self-reflection in these media companies for what they've been doing and the way they've been operating.
Maybe that's a possibility. No, maybe that's probable. Like, come on, guys. Like, all this is, man, is a correction that should have been made, being made. And you guys know it. Y'all know these people ain't making no sense, man.
You're not.
Of course I do.
But it means you're saying we have to tie our hands and never fight back. All of us who've been attacked
So let Jimmy Kimmel fight back.
So now it's about fighting back. Do you
Yes, I think when he speaks out, when he says these people are bad and disgusting and they're
not?
I totally agree with that. But I don't believe that means an election official.
How many times do they have to tell y'all they believe in free speech?
Do you understand that the threat of the president suing you for saying things that they don't like and the threat of the government preventing you from conducting businesses
Well, the reason the president...
Let me answer this for you, Scott. The president is suing you fools or threatening to sue you fools because you fools are defaming his character. You guys are calling him Nazi and Hitler and racist and all this crap. And rapists and felons, and you guys are calling him all this crap. You guys are defaming his character. This is what he's threatening to sue you guys over.
In the past, when he was a candidate,
do you understand
was because
that
of actions they took were contradictory to what they actually reported.
So when Elon Musk
speech.
was spreading lies about, well, all kinds of things, but let's just put on the table the attack on Nancy Pelosi's husband, and he was spreading falsehoods about claiming that there was some kind of illicit relationship, completely false stuff. If the government had dropped the hammer on Elon Musk, you would have been fine with that?
No, I'd say
why can't we be intellectually honest and apply the same principles across the board? Why?
Because you're not being intellectually honest, sister. Those two things are not even comparison. this Nancy Pelosi husband getting beaten by some deranged conservative, getting his ass whooped in his drawers, has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk being assassinated in public. In public. We all witnessed this bullet go through that brother's neck. Even his wife and kids have been exposed to this. There is no comparisons. The severity of both actions are completely different. There's no comparison. So everybody have the freedom to speak, even hate speak. No one on the conservative side, on the mega side, is saying censor this guy for saying that. Only thing we're saying, good, they fired him for being a low-talented, insensitive moron. That's it. That's all. No one directed, demanded, commanded, influenced, coerced this decision. The low ratings and the lack of talent and the insensitive commentary is what landed Jimmy Kimmel back on the unemployment line where he fucking belongs.
We have to create
because
a
you're
carve-out
saying if the
exception
government did something,
in this
I'm
moment.
saying they did. They made a decision today that they announced that.
It's amazing how you're acting how Trump is powerless. He's just out there saying a few things.
No, I think he's extremely powerful, but actually speaking to the voices of.
Wow, 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 wow. I'm telling y'all, these people are sick, y'all. Sick, 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 sick. But it's a great day in America, y'all. We got another one of those buffoons off our airways, y'all. We don't have to listen to none of this partisan crap, none of this derangement crap, no more from Jimmy Kimmel. And I can't wait to see who next, y'all. So you folks, please stay tuned. Because when the next one come, I will be broadcasting again. Because boy, oh boy, do they need to get rid of this nonsense on our public airways, y'all. It is leading to devastation and destruction. This propaganda these people are spewing all over our airways. It's high time, fine time, the best time to get this crap corrected, y'all. Well, with that, y'all, I digress, man. I'm sorry this video was a lot longer than what I anticipated, y'all. But like always, I enjoyed spending time with you guys. And if you guys found any value or any interest in this video, man, do your boy a big one, man. You know, hit that like button, man. Subscribe to your boy, man. And if y'all guys disagree with anything, with any reaction I had on this video, man, y'all know, get in my comments, man. Talk to me. I talk back. Talk to me. I talk back. Appreciate you guys for watching this episode, y'all. So until next time, man, y'all know my slogan, man. Stay out your body. Reside in your spirit. It's where your potential at. Until next time. Peace, my beloved.